Hello there, everyone. Happy Monday. Welcome to another Monday live stream. My name is Shane Olson, and today we're going to be sculpting this fun bald gentleman from Puba 24. I'm not really sure. This is a new artist that I've been following. Really good. What's up, Neil? Welcome. So, anyway, I like the expression. I thought it was a fun design. So I thought we'd try and give it a sculpt, see how it goes. Hope everyone's doing well. I need to get me some music going. How about that? Let's see. Hey, what's up, Mark? How are you doing? Let's see. Come on. So, I don't know why I click on Spotify and it wants to install it. It's already installed. All right, here we go. Okay, let's get rocking. And this sketch obviously doesn't have color, so we're going to have to figure that one out. Okay, we're going to subdivide this a couple times and delete the lower subdivision. And then start to figure out the cranium here and the jaw. You can duplicate an object just by holding down Control and dragging one of these corners here. And usually when I duplicate an object, recently I've seen a student duplicate an object and kind of have some issues with symmetry. And the best way to avoid having issues with symmetry is by snapping your camera to the side by holding down Shift. And you can see there's this guy right here showing you that you're looking directly from the left or the right. Or you can actually click on one of these arrows up here on the right hand side, and that will get you to the direct side. And then when you duplicate an object, it will be directly in the center of your scene. So you don't have to worry about getting off symmetry. That's something I do all the time, and I just don't think about it until I see somebody do it. And then I'm like, oh, you just got to do this. And let's kind of adjust the jawline here. All right. Hey, James, welcome to the stream. How is everyone today? Pull in this forehead a bit. And before we get started too, I just wanted to talk to you guys about, I have a brand new website, Design with Manish. How are you? And it's actually called Mighty Networks. The address is the same as it's always been. It's just 3dcharacterworkshop.com. But it's on a new platform now. And anyone can join. It's kind of like a free Discord. And this is what it looks like. See, 3dcharacterworkshop.com. And it just has a bunch of stuff over here. But this area right here is free, this public section. And I also give away my free ZBrush brushes right here you can find. So if you want to go check it out and join us, it's free. And then I have a couple, some training and stuff for sale over there if you want to check that out. But that's brand new. Okay, let's see. Got that going. I'm going to switch over to a different material. Let me see. Do I have them loaded up? I don't think I do. Okay, never mind. I got to get my ZBrush materials over here. Thanks, Manish. I appreciate it. Okay, 1 second. I just need to message my wife something really quickly. Okay. Just had to let my wife know that my daughter's going to be late coming out of where she's at. Okay. So let's make some eye cavities here, just a little hint of them. And once we kind of get the nose and stuff in there, we will react to it and figure some stuff out there. Hey Tanley, welcome. Okay. You know, a lot of people like to block out necks with cylinders because it is a cylinder. But for some reason, I tend to block everything out with spheres. I don't know why. I think it's just my thing. Spheres. I think because they feel more organic and they feel more like a ball of clay to me that I just grab and start to move around, you know? Because I don't really want to deal with the capped off tops and bottoms of it. And plus this, like, it has more subdivisions down the length of it. Okay. Now at this point you can obviously see that I have two different densities. These have a heavy density and this one has a light density, and I kind of want to even them up. There's two different ways I can even these up. I can either fill them with this tessellation geometry, which is basically dynamic topology, but you're flood filling the whole object. And the second way to do it is to just Z-remesh them, which is what I'm going to do. Before I do that, I'm going to hit auto groups. So I have 3 different groups here. And this one is so low, I want to subdivide it. But before I do that, I don't want to subdivide the other 2 because they're already high enough. So I'm just going to split hidden, which is going to put this in its own group. And then Control D once. And then go delete lower subdivision level. Okay, and that raises the density up again, and I can merge these together. Merge down. So now they're on the same again, and I can just keep sculpting from here if I want to, which is fine because these are dense enough, which is probably what I'm going to do actually. Or I could Z-remesh them at this time. But I'm just going to keep going. Okay. So I want to get the ear in there and the eyes and all that stuff, and I don't want to do stuff over and over and over again. So I kind of want to wait until I'm to the point where I can just do it all at once. Hello Pedro, welcome to the stream. Okay. You know, I think I'll fill this, or I'll turn this gray just so we can see it a little bit better. Is that better? So it's not so bright in our faces. Okay, so let's get a sphere for the ears. And we'll just use this gizmo to kind of edit it, rotate it, push it into the head a little bit. Okay. And then I just use move to kind of push that ear interior in. So how is everybody doing today? This glorious Monday. It's actually been raining here a lot. We've had a record winter this winter. And there is tons of snow in the mountains here. How do you join different resolution geometry? One's very high and one's very low. Basically what you do is you want to make sure that you get the density, the mesh densities equal. And a good way to do that is, just as I was explaining, you can either Z-remesh it or flood fill it with tessemated geometry. Or you could dynamesh it. That's the old way to do it. I don't really use that method that much anymore, but it's still viable. Just going to pull these shoulders out just so it's not just a a head on a pole. Good record summer temperatures here in Argentina. Wow. Yeah, it didn't really get that cold here. It just snowed a lot, like a lot. And it actually snowed in California where it typically does not snow. Like there was snow on the hill behind the Hollywood sign, which is pretty nuts. I live in Utah, which is 2 states away from California. So, okay, I'm starting to get the density on the neck is a little light and on the ear is a little light. So what I can do is on my interface, which I give away for free, by the way, over on my website. You can grab this interface and these brushes. I always give those away for free. Up here, you can see it says polygon size. This is actually Tessimate. And all that is it's flood filling my geometry with Sculptress Pro geometry, which is tessimation geometry. And the difference between tessimated geometry and say like decimated geometry is it's made of triangles and squares. I've been in Park City last year. Oh, beautiful place. I love Park City's probably my favorite place on the planet. Okay, so I'm going to grab this and just kind of lower it a little bit. And you'll see what it does. It basically flood fills everything with triangles. And I need to go further down, make it smaller, more even. Yeah, something like that is probably pretty good. Okay. I'm 18 and like sculpting. Is that a young age for going into the industry? No, not really. So one of my friends, Sam Nelson, I think he started. Some of you might know his work. He is a professor at BYU now, but when I first worked at Sapphire, he was like, well, he started when he was like 17. He's an illustrator and concept artist. Okay, I'm just adjusting that neck a little bit. There we go. Okay, so see this decimated geometry just kind of gives a nice even workflow. I always equate it to, if you're any of you oil painters out there, it's like gessoing your canvas. Gesso is kind of like this plaster white stuff that you paint on top of canvas just to kind of make it ready for painting. And that's kind of how I feel like this tessimation is. I'm sculpting Brad today. What's going on, Eric? How you doing? It's not far from the truth. Okay, let's get some eyeballs in there. How to save my work quality after joining 2 parts? I don't quite understand that question. I started 16, I improved a lot, but I think in general I'm still bad for my age. Yeah, you'll get there. You'll get there. Just keep going. It takes time. Doing great. Had the win over the weekend. Course Accelerator program. Oh, thank you so much. Okay. So I'm going to just split unmask points, which will put those eyes in a separate subtool. Okay. When I join one finger to the whole body, then the finger quality is gone. It shouldn't be, but don't add details too soon. Like you don't want to be putting your fingernails and stuff in there. And what are you using to join your objects with? Are you using Dynamesh or remesh by union? Because remesh by union will not delete your detail. Hey Pitar, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Is there a bad way to do eyelids? I'm sure there's a bad way. I can show you a good way. Let's see here. Let's get him some. He's got some interesting nostrils here. Have you ever done rigging for video games? Yes. If so, which software did you do? Maya. I used Maya. But that was a long time ago. I haven't done rigging for years and years. Sometimes my PC turns off when I'm sculpting too. How heavy of scenes are you using? I'm using Dynamesh to join two parts. Yeah, don't use Dynamesh. Use remesh by union. If you stick around, you'll see me join these objects using remesh by union. I really don't use Dynamesh much anymore. 6 gigs? Yeah, that's too big. Bonin, I do have a community. Just go over to 3dcharacterworkshop.com and you can join it for free, and I have a public area where you can post your stuff. Okay. Bad way, super high density, then touch. Yeah, so I'm just wondering why your file is so huge. I don't think I have any. I mean, I've been doing this for 7 years, and I don't think I've ever had a file that's that big. That's big. My files are usually less than a gig. So I think you're way, way too high in your density. Okay, let's give him a lower mouth. Hey, Amber. Would you be comfortable sharing what RAM and graphics card you use? It seems we have to keep updating our computers every year. Amber, so I have kind of an older machine. I have dual 1080s, if you know what that is. It's NVIDIA cards. I think they're up to 4080s now, and I have a 1080. But I have 2 of them, and it still does pretty good. And I have, I want to say 32 gigs of RAM, but it's like older RAM. And I have an AMD 1700 CPU, I think. So nothing crazy, you know. It's pretty good. But it's not brand new. Cheryl, that's a good question. Where is the Tessimate option outside of your interface? You can find it down under Geometry, Tessimate, right here. And it's this slider right here. So I accidentally found that one day, started playing with it, and I'm like, oh, that's like flood filling my object with Sculptress Pro geometry, which works quite well. So the computer looks pretty smooth, so I was wondering. Yeah, it's nothing huge. It's not crazy. Okay, let's see here. I just want to kind of give him I typically don't sculpt my characters with an expression, but this side is so heavy browed that I want to give him a heavy brow. Currently I deleted DHU from all my subtools and my scene reduced to 700 megs. There you go. So that should make ZBrush crash a lot less, if at all. I don't know what DHU is though. Okay. So I'm going to I'm going to go ahead and join all these right now. I know it seems a little early. I mean, we're only 21 minutes in, but I want to get to adding some more stuff. So let's do that. So right now, this is our current density, which is pretty good. And if you want to access remesh by union, it's underneath the gizmo. And if you want to do this symmetrically, just make sure your gizmo is in the center of your scene. You can get it to the center either by hitting this house button, which will put it down at 0, 0, or you can turn off symmetry temporarily and then hit this little go to unmasked mesh center button, which will put your gizmo right in the center. And then you can also, just for safety, hold down Alt and hit this little round circle, and that will realign the gizmo to the world axis. And then you click on this gear and then hit remesh by union right here. And then what that'll do is that will stitch all of your objects together like this. See all the stitching? And that is all you need. And then you just hit accept and you're good to go. And then you can it'll turn off symmetry. You just need to turn symmetry back on. A Cintiq is a Wacom tablet, just a bigger one. Do you think that sculpting on a Cintiq is much better than a Wacom? So like I've said in the past during my streams, a Cintiq will only make you faster. It won't make you better. It will, just because it's 1-to-1. So your hand is on the screen, so your accuracy is much better. With a tablet, there is kind of an offset. So there's a disconnect between you and your work. And I used a tablet for 15 years of my career, and it's just fine. You don't need a Cintiq. It's not going to make you better. Okay, it'll only make you faster. So just make sure you can justify the cost, because they're not cheap at all. Like I had to keep trading up and trading up to get the one that I have right now. So, okay. So now that I have this, I can turn on Sculptress Pro. I'm going to turn down this subdivide size. And with Sculptress Pro, what I like to do is, actually I'm going to pick this resolution here. What I like to do is I like to turn off adaptive. So under stroke, Sculptress, turn off this adaptive size, and what that does is that will make it so the Sculptress Pro density is tied to the world rather than the brush size, which I like that way. So, oh, delete history. Yeah, absolutely. So Ivan, I always save Z tools and I never save projects for that very reason. So a ZPR can get gigantic. It can get very, very huge. Now Z-Tools won't save history. It will just save the model out, which I'm going to do right now that I'm thinking about it. So it's okay. Yeah, history can get very, very big. Especially if you can load several models into your scene. Like I only have one right now, but I can load in several tools, and all of those tools will be loaded in this project, and they'll all get saved with that project every single time. Is there any way to, or any shortcut to zoom in quickly to any selected part of the character? There's F. So if I'm selecting on these eyeballs and you hit F, that will zoom right in. And hit F again and it will zoom into the entire character. So F is in Frank. So yes. Okay. So now that I have everything stitched together, I can go ahead and smooth out. I do want to make this a little more dense though. Okay, so I'm going to grab this polygon size again, and I'm just going to pull it a little bit to the left, maybe a little more, and just get more density on here for me to work with. Again, it's just going to flood fill my entire character. And now I can use things like this fill brush to just start to fill like the bridge of his nose. I can also use Alt to scrape it out. And I'm going to give this guy kind of some planes underneath his eyes like this. I know you can't really see them here. And then he has very, very prominent lower eyelids, which I'm going to build those here in a second. But I love how his face is kind of scrunched up and his bottom lip is sticking out. So I wanted to get that going. And how I'm going to do that is I'm going to use Mask Lasso. And I just want him to mask off this bottom part and then pull his bottom lip out. And then kind of push it in underneath. Smooth it down. And I want to give him a bigger chin here. Nice and round. Clear that mask, and it's kind of a mess, but we'll clean it up as we go. So let's see. Grab this density right here. And we can use that detail brush to cut this in a little bit more. Oh yeah. So as Erica's saying, movie timeline show. So you can go to movie right here and then timeline and you can show it. And basically this timeline will allow you to set different camera angles if you want. And then you can roll it like a timeline, like an animation timeline. And you can use that to zoom around your object if you want to set up different views of your objects. It's really nice. Been following you for a while. How would you tackle stylized semi-realistic clothing? Yeah, it's kind of a big question. It depends on the clothing. Any movies that come to mind for you to reference for inspiration? I mean, I watch all like animated movies from like DreamWorks and Illumination and all of those. I love them. Hey, A Cubed in the house. How's it going, Ashley? What am I making? I'm making this guy right here. What's new in Canada town? Thanks, Neil. Ashley is another streamer on here. Does some crazy, awesome stuff. If you haven't watched her live streams, check her out on... Are you still streaming on Wednesdays? Is it possible to keep my undo history in order to create a time-lapse video later? Yeah, if you're wanting to create a time lapse with the history, then you need to keep the history. So, um, yeah, that's a tricky question because usually ZBrush saves history per subtool. It's getting warmer. Nice. I've almost completed my skin shedding metamorphosis here. Are you growing wings? How long do you think it's going to take to finish? Well, I usually stream for 2 hours. And sometimes I can get my characters done in 2 hours, but it depends on how many people are asking questions and how difficult the character is. How do you increase points in a small area? Well, if you're using Sculptress Pro, you can turn up the subdivide size. This is on my user interface, by the way. But you turn that down, and then you can get very, very dense in a small spot. This is using Sculptress Pro. That's kind of what I like to use. So, we go a little bit smaller. I'm actually gonna just turn this all. I don't need all those poly groups. Challenge distraction for 2 whole hours. Yeah, level easy. Speaking of levels, did you play? Why are you making it? Because it's fun for me, and I like to show people how to use ZBrush. So you're watching the official Maxon ZBrush channel right now on Twitch and YouTube. And I just volunteer here and just demo ZBrush for you guys. And I just choose something that looks fun to do, and hopefully you enjoy watching it. Did I ask? Did you play some D4 this weekend? Diablo 4 was in beta this weekend, and I couldn't help myself. No, it's not for a game. Usually I do my stuff for 3D printing, as you can see behind me. I like to 3D print my stuff. But I worked in games for 22 years of my career. But I also love to make collectibles and 3D prints and that kind of stuff. So what kind of character are you playing, Ashley? Should I guess? Let's keep asking the two main questions. Where is the bear arm? All of them? You tried them all? Which one do you like the best? I like the character formerly known as Demon Hunter. Because they haven't released the character that I usually play yet. I usually play a Necromancer, but that's not available to play. So, next best thing, Demon Hunter. Okay, I really want to get the scrunch in his nose. Why aren't you build this level of detail in Maya? This is a digital sculpting program, and Maya is a traditional polygon modeling program. They're two totally different ways of working. How to relax stretched points when I use Move tool. So you need to either Z-remesh it or Dynamesh it or use Sculptress Pro. those are your options on fixing stretched geometry. It's so hard. I like them all. Barbarian's definitely the easiest. Sorcerer always has a place in my heart, but Thief is just super fun and active. So did you go bow or did you go dual blades? I guess it's really interesting how it works, because depending on the features you choose, the skills, I guess is the official term. Depending on the skills you choose, you kind of pull out your blades or your bow depending on what you're doing at the time. I find it's faster to build the mesh in Maya than import it to detail for. Yeah, so that's what I used to do. Like 15 years ago, I used to do it that way. But I felt like it kind of got in my way creatively. So now I just build the character here in ZBrush, and then I'll do retopology and bring it back to Maya if that's the way I'm going to go. That's my preferred way of working. And bringing in a subdivided mesh from elsewhere is not a wrong way to do it. It's just whatever you choose, you know. There's several different ways of doing things. Right, exactly what A Cubed said. Almost looks like he's gonna cry, this guy, doesn't he? Can we UV a fiber mesh? Maybe? I don't know, I've never tried. Have you tried 3D Coat? Yeah. So here's the thing though, Esteban, I have, but you're watching the official Maxon YouTube channel, so I like to keep the conversation to Maxon products. Hope you understand. Yeah, I think by this point I've tried almost every software, 3D software there is available. You know, except for Houdini. I've not tried Houdini. But back to Diablo 4. I'm really impressed by just I feel like they've done, like they've upgraded all the right things. I have yet to play multiplayer. And it is lagging in town when you see all the other players. I don't know why they did that, but I look like I'm 70? Really? Okay. That's the first time I've ever heard somebody say I look older than my age. I'm 50. 70, jeez. Thanks. Before so fun so far. I played a bit of co-op, but got booted from the dungeon. Oh wow. So, yeah, are you 12? Thanks, Pablo. Appreciate it. I didn't think my gray beard aged me up that much. Thanks, Ash. Redeemed. I'm redeemed. Do I use ZBrush for retopology? Small retopology jobs, yes. But if I'm retopologizing an entire character, no. $70 to $79? Dude, who are you? Get out of here. Gosh. I actually hope I look like this when I'm 70. That would be great. I feel like we all need compensation for the psychic damage. The non-12-year-olds causing the internet. Risk of running into child's opinion at any time, and it's scary. Oh my gosh. Yep. Jeez. Thanks, Frank. I'm sure you look like me. And I hope I'm still sculpting when I'm 77. Tell you that. Mouths are the most difficult part of any sculpting, both realistic and stylized. Do you have any other tips to get better at them? I do on my website. But my advice is to really pay attention to the mouth corners and make sure they're pushed into the face, because your mouth is wrapping around teeth. Make sure they look like they're wrapping around teeth. If they don't, then it's going to look wrong. And also give it a mouth cavity if you can. I didn't give this one a mouth cavity, but usually I do. Why are my brushes acting the opposite order? I don't know. Sorry. One away from double makeup. Can I use this technique for a realistic character? Absolutely. Dude. All right. Have you ever tried sculpting a stylized celebrity, but then you saw another celebrity in that sculpt? I haven't, actually. All right, dude, if I keep getting 12-year-old comments, you're going to be out. Sorry. All right. It'll look better once I get hair going on here. Yeah, check to see if your Z add is on or off or opposite, like Z sub, Z add right up here. That might be throwing you off. You might have accidentally hit this. Just saw your Kate Archer on ArtStation. Oh, thank you. That's the character that I walk you through in the classic workshop that I teach. Because you're making childish comments. That's why I think you're 12. Not very respectful, and usually 12-year-olds are not very respectful. So I'll just throw it out there. Actually, take that back. My daughter's older than that, and sorry, what am I trying to say? Younger than that, and she's more respectful. All right. He's got this like little crinkly, crunched up nose. Oh, I wouldn't say it warrants a report. I'm not that bad. I'm not that offended. I'm just like, but if just stop. Don't keep them coming, you know? Yeah. All right. Anyway, moving on. Here we go. Let's do, let's get a mustache on here. Give Eric a double bingo. Can I sculpt with a mouse? Yeah, I haven't heard that one yet. Okay. I'm confused when to use detail pinch in cloth. It depends on what you're after. Like what kind of edge you're after. So if you're after a round edge, use cloth. If you are after a sharp edge, use pinch. Sounds great, Esteban. Making my character demo reel, and I was wondering if it's better to put only models with retopo. Is it also good to some characters without? So basically, it depends on what you're going for. If you want to work in games, then yes, you need to have characters that have retopology and UVs and show your work that way. But if you're getting into like 3D printing and collectibles, those models don't need to have UVs and retopology. So you don't need to show that. You just need to show, like, it's best to show an actual 3D printed character or something like that. So, okay, I'm gonna use this topology brush. And I just draw some simple topology on here. And then we just click on the surface. Looks like this is not welded. I'll have to fix that. My focus is on animation movies. Yeah, then you'll need to show subdivided geometry and displacement maps if you're after film. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to go down to just a single one-sided. There we go. Split unmask points. Okay. And then, let's see, local symmetry. Let me see if this is going to work here. Yep, mirror and weld, and then uncrease all. And that's all you need to do to fix that. And then we'll just add some thickness and turn off this post sub D. This is a funny mustache, isn't it? Are those spheres the size of the eyeballs, or the eyes covered by the eyelids? Daniel, I think they're going to be the size of the eyes, but I'll be tuning them here in a minute. I think they're a little bit too big. But I like to get other objects in there for me to react to. What did I just do? Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. What? Come on. BM. Where's move? I just replaced my move brush for some reason. There it is. Move elastic move. There we go. Hey, what's up, Ian? Welcome, welcome. Do you use other software for final topology? I do. Oops. Turn my symmetry back on. And then we can just kind of pull this mustachio out. When you say Dynamesh melts away, details away, do you think you could be part of the Dynamesh setting causing that to happen? No, it's just in the nature of Dynamesh does that. In a production environment, do you use VMDs or just plain sculpting techniques? I don't typically use VMDs because of what I'm sculpting. VDMs, yeah, I know what you meant. I said VMDs too. VDMs, I typically don't. Sad Mario. I love it. It's a me. Where's my mushrooms? Oh. I love it, Pablo. Love it. Sad Mario. If you make your mesh very large, Dynamesh will not destroy. It just remembers the string. Yeah. So, let's see. If you make your mesh very large. So, and also another way to get around that is by using, it's called Dynamesh Utility, which, Dynamesh Utility, which you can find on the official ZBrush website. You can download it and use that as well. Okay, I'm gonna put his hair and then his beard. And then we'll give him some eyebrows and give him, he's gonna be a little bit meaner. I have him a little too sad right now. This guy cracks me up. And I think his head is a little too wide. What's up, wide head? Okay. So I'm going to push this in. Crazy how a couple nudges can change the whole look of the guy, right? A boardwalk empire? I don't know what that is. All right, dude. I told you before. You need to find a different Twitch channel to throw your... Yeah, whatever. All right. Yep, now it's me and Mario. Okay, let's give him that. Give him that side hair. Thanks, Dan. I was wondering, do you learn how to view things in 3D over time with experience, or is there a way to train to use a skill? Honestly, the training comes from practice and learning how to do it. I was just talking to my buddy Rob about this yesterday. And we were talking about like planning and you know, like working through the model and measuring and just kind of figuring things out, because I'm constantly measuring in my head like the distance between eyes and like this distance or this, all the distances that you can see, I'm constantly measuring in my head as I'm going. And the more that you get good at that, the better your model is going to be. And it's just, it's kind of hard to teach because I can just generally say measure, measure, measure. And that's where a lot of people kind of get tripped up when they're first sculpting, is they just put all the pieces there and don't measure very much. So, yeah, and I'm constantly measuring until I'm done. It's not like I'm hitting, how can I explain it? Just like I was moving that guy's head around. Like I'm like, oh, his head is way too thick. And so I shrunk it down, you know, left to right. And so, you know, I'm constantly doing that the entire time until I'll even do it offline, like after I'm done streaming, when I'm not focused on the chat and answering people. That way I can really focus down and like measure stuff and work it out that way. Okay. So let's go down to 1. And again, we can turn this on, add some thickness. You can't really see it, it's just back there. I can turn on solo, you can see it. Now see how this is not connected in the center? Again, a way to fix this is to turn off symmetry. And from the front, here if I turn on double, from the front, it's going to mirror from left to right. So basically you turn off symmetry and then you drag these points over to the right hand side. And then you do a mirror and weld, and then it will weld the center points. And then I typically turn creasing off. And then I turn, this is called dynamic subdivisions. I turn that on, and then I turn off post subdiv, which basically makes it so it will soften the edges like this. And then I can add more thickness like so, and it's good. I typically don't use layers unless I'm doing some surface detail. Let's see. Since you're working with a still one view. Yep, all I need is a 3/4 view, and that's because that gives me all the depth information from side to side and front to back. That's all I really need. Okay, with the right hair, that could be Freddie Mercury. Scaling the mess fixed all my troubles. How after 2 years did I not know this? Many thanks, Eric. There you go, Eric. Okay. Well, I gotta go. Thanks, Esteban, for hanging out. I appreciate it. Thanks for the advice. Really love your streams. By the way, it keeps me going on my own work. Awesome. That's what I'm here for. Okay. Christo, thank you. Still working on it. Where do I get this reference image? Is it available in your site? No, it's I just found it on Pinterest, but the artist is just look up Puba24. I think it's on Tumblr. Hey Charlie, how are you? I'm doing pretty good, thanks. What type of tablet do I use? I use a 27-inch Cintiq at the moment. I picked it up from Pavlovich. So it's interesting that you bring that up, Eric, because that Dynamesh utility, what it does is it, like, behind the scenes, it actually scales your mesh up, Dynameshes it, and then shrinks it back down to what it originally was. So I don't know how Drust and there's another dude that helped him make that, how they did it, but that's what they did. Hey, what's up, Leonard? Good to see you. Hey, Ashley, are you still here? Are you still hanging around? I was just wondering how your eyeballs are doing. I know that's a silly question, but when you know, you know. Okay, let's get some lower eyelids in here. I think usually I will like create them out of a different piece of geometry, but on this guy, I think I'm going to just cut them in. Joined a little late today, no worries. Better late than never. How are you? Okay, shrink these down a little bit. Okay. I think Ashley must have taken off. Look how much this changes the expression. Just cutting that in. That's funny. I never get tired of it. All right. When you're a beginner and trying to get into the industry, did you feel imposter? Dude, I still feel imposter syndrome today. I always feel like who am I to be teaching everybody this stuff? So you'll get imposter syndrome your entire career. At least I did. So yes, I notice a lot of people, myself included, nowadays feel like that, even though they have a decent work behind them. Yeah, after 22 some odd years in the industry, I'm still just like, who am I to be doing this stuff and teaching this stuff and getting the opportunities that I got, and yeah, that kind of stuff. So I wish it was a thing that you get over. But hey, Cricket, how are you? Welcome. I was just thinking about you earlier today, wondering how you're doing. Welcome, welcome. It looks like he's gonna cry. I don't want him to look like he's gonna cry. Puppy sitting. Oh, fun. So I'm watching you on the 75-inch downstairs. Oh boy, how's my face? I needed a tablet to log in on the laptop. Yay, technology makes your life so easy. Yeah, there's actually quite a few of my students that watch the training on big screen TVs and stuff. I find that fascinating. And great that that opportunity is available, you know? Oh, goodness, excuse me. That's what I get for drinking soda during my stream. I'm crazy busy at work, but living the dream. There you go. Well, I'm glad you stopped by. All right, I'm just going to throw a pinch down along this to catch some light. How do you decide the shape and limits of the eyelids? Again, it's just kind of from, well, look, the concept is king. So the concept should tell you what the shape is going to be. And then the second part of that is experience and just kind of seeing what's going to work and what's not. Hey, there you are. Makes me so nervous every time someone says that I remember a year ago or so. The teacher in China came in to say they were projecting the stream to an auditorium. Yes, I think, yeah, somebody was like, hey, we're at such and such university and we're watching you in an auditorium. It's like, yeah, that makes you a little nervous. Actually, I was just asking you, while you stepped away, I guess, how the eye's doing. Probably a little personal would be asking on the stream. I apologize. You can tell me later. For ZBrush Live, I've watched and really loving it. Been a fan for a long while and always feel inspired when I take a glance at the Infinity characters you sculpted sitting on the shelves in my office. Awesome. Thanks for that. Appreciate it. Hey, what's up, Josh? Think you know me from somewhere? Back in my day, we had CRT monitors with a resolution of 800, and they were green. Yeah, get to work, Josh. Come on. What are you doing? Eye is bad. I'm gonna need injection. My next appointment, no, he developed macular edema now as a consequence of it. No. Oh, goodness. I wish there was something I could do. Can we 3D print you a new eye? My grandma has to get injections in her eye. It's good times. Oh, yep, cyborg eye. There you go. Last time I did this, I was watching Steven. He was sculpting a woman. The neighbors saw this woman losing her toes, and I was wondering what I was watching. Good old Steven. I haven't talked to him forever. Grandma, I'm not even 30. That's not fair. Yeah, she's 95. Oh, goodness. Couldn't imagine. I'm sorry. I'll be there with you in thought. What does that even mean? I don't know, but oh, so sorry. Hopefully it helps. Okay, let's see. I need to shape this nose a little better. Get these wings going. Hey Monero, how are you? So afraid of this IBS. I know, it's like, especially when it's your livelihood, you know? It's like I'm afraid of getting my right hand like hurt somehow, or my eyes. I think I told you before, they're called eye grains, like ocular eye grains. They don't hurt, but I lose my vision for about 15 minutes or so. And it's triggered by looking at something high contrast, like white text on a black background or black text on a white background, and going back and forth between them really fast. It'll just trigger it, and I'll lose like a crescent shaped thing in my vision. It's really freaky. And it's been doing that since like 98 or something. And they say it's not, you know, it's nothing to worry about. And it does, I mean, it's just kind of a pain, especially when I'm driving and it happens. Anything sight related is really unnerving. The crescents, it's interesting how frequent the arc shape is. Oh, so you get them too? And it moves around in my vision. Like it'll move, like it'll start small and it'll move around and then go away. Oh goodness. I think it has a lot to do with staring at a freaking monitor my whole life. I think so. Let's see. How did you make that head so smooth and crisp using, I don't use Dynamesh for one. Is it smooth brush? Yes. Clay polish? No. Every time I see a sculpture by someone, it looks so crisp and smooth. I don't know how to achieve it. It is the smooth brush a lot, and I use Sculptress Pro. So this is a Sculptress Pro geometry. It's kind of like Dynamesh, but not really. Shane is my Yoda. Hey, speaking of Yoda, I have this little guy that I sculpted a while back. Ooh, I still need to paint his eyes. Here, do you guys want to see it? Big. Where is it? Right here. Hi. This little guy. Yoda. It's not Yoda, it's Grogu. But anyway, yeah, this little guy. Still need to paint his eyeballs. Blah, blah, blah. A really cheap monitor, and it was horrible for my eyes. Yeah, like the refresh rate's a big thing. Getting out your large shapes in as low poly as you can helps with warbles. It's true. Do you still have moldy Yoda? I don't. I gave him back to my uncle. Like, get this thing out of here. He was okay, but okay, let's make some eyebrows. Are the live Q&A for your workshop still going on? I feel it's been a long time since I watched one live. Yes, they are. I do one once a month. And it's basically tied to a monthly challenge. So if you're in the new site and you look in at the events, and it's not in the free area, it's in the workshop area, go to the events and you'll see the challenges. And you can RSVP for it if you want. Yeah, I'm really excited about the new platform that I have my website on, because it allows me to do events like that. It's free. Ashley, you should go hop over there. The free area. Not that you want to, but increase all. Yeah, my new website. So 3dcharacterworkshop.com. It's this right here. So you can join it for free. And there's this public area right here. It's like a free Discord kind of. And then you can also grab my free ZBrush brushes right here. Not that you want my brushes, but I'm just saying anybody else. And then if you want, there's I have some things for sale. Like I've actually broken up my workshop into smaller pieces. Like this is my classic workshop and this is the new one. And then I pulled this mini bust workshop out. And so you guys, if you want a small piece, you can try that. And then I have these two character walkthroughs, this game character and this collectible figure, which I'm still working on right now. And I'm also thinking of this. You guys won't see this. It's a membership I'm thinking about doing, and I have a coaching program that you won't see either. But anyway, yeah, this is the new site, and it's free for anyone to join. And again, if you go to if you buy the workshop and you go in here and you go to events, I have this is my monthly challenge. It's called Little Fantasy Creatures, and you can join that challenge. So there you go. Hey McBobbles, how are you? So yeah, okay. Just so you know though, I have a bundle, and the bundle contains everything, and that is how you qualify for the Maxon 1 license. So yes, you can get the Maxon 1 EDU and qualify for it, but you have to pick up the bundle. You can't just get it like you can't buy the $30 one and qualify for it. Sorry. This guy's so concerned. Hey Miguel, welcome from Spain. Crazy. Can we project any geometry on a surface? Oh, you asked that. Yes, you can. But you need to have the geometry within the envelope of the projection. So if it's outside the envelope, it's not going to project. And it's best if it's not a two-sided surface that you're trying to project. Otherwise, ZBrush will get confused which surface you want to project on there. But yeah, for the most part, I usually project high resolution to a subdivide. Like basically, for example, this guy, if I wanted to say Z-remesh him, I would duplicate this head, Z-remesh it, and then subdivide it, and then I would project the old high resolution onto this new subdivided low resolution guy, if that makes sense. I know that's kind of a quick way of saying what I would do, but that's what I would do. Okay, let's get a beard on him. Beardy man. Okay. Usually I draw the outline first, but this time I'm drawing the lines first. You made an account? Awesome. Okay, so to get, well, I'll just do this across like this. And then one more down the middle. And then delete this one. I think that'll do it. Okay. So it doesn't look like it did anything, but it is there. Okay. Turn on subdivisions. Al, I agree. It would be nice. I love quad draw. Okay. So let's add some thickness. It helps if you sing it. Your site looks awesome, super clean. Oh, thank you very much. It means a lot. It's a new platform called Mighty Networks. And what I really, really like about it is it has a great mobile app. So you can take it with you and comment on people's stuff on the go. Is it tough to get facial hair to rig with the face? Like if you sent it over to Cinema 4D and wanted the mouth to animate? It can be. It's just a matter of skin weighting. I also recently published my site to remove. Oh yeah. It's just for my art. Well, feel free to post it if you want. Somebody also asked if I have an art station, and I do, but it's not updated. Oh, that's funny. Thanks. Neil, could you post my art station, or did you when somebody asked? I can't recall. Thank you so much. Okay, let's turn off transparency. I don't know why it's slight. It usually doesn't give me a slice down the center, but it is, and it's easy enough to fix. Just pull these points over and do a mirror and weld, and we're good to go. A cubed art, nice. Should add a blog spot. Actually, I would love for you to post some of your stylized characters up on there. Show people how it's done, you know? If you want. You've inspired me to do an earnest. Nice. Lord Luigi, those emotes you're trying to do aren't working. It just spells out the emoji. It's weird. How do you make nice hair on this model? Let's see, it's 120. I'll be showing you shortly. So the way I make hair is I will typically make it so I can 3D print it. I won't necessarily make it so it's. I'm not doing this for a game or anything like that. So I like chunky stylized hair. That's my thing. So I'll be doing that in a little bit. Some of the whips are in the whip section. All my probe work that is allowed to be shown there. Yeah, allowed. Oh, those emojis are unique to YouTube. Ah, I see. Okay. I know this is a tricky question. What is your favorite character you've made on a Monday live stream? That is tricky. Well, I'd have to say the pirate girl. I need to do a longer one like that again. But this pirate girl that you see behind me right here, I did her over several sessions during live streams a long time ago. I also really enjoyed making the cowboy on the dinosaur right here. But I need to do another longer sculpt like that. And, well, the mouse was pretty dang fun too. This mouse right here. Don't know that you can see. Yeah, see this mouse right here? Hi, mouse. But, yeah, this cowboy... Probably the pirate girl. That's probably my favorite. Okay. So, let me save this. Okay, so let's do this hair back here first. Basically what I like to do is apply the dynamic topology and then subdivide it more times. Do you think the classic option is still a good option? Yeah, absolutely. The new one is just not in my budget. So basically the, yeah, I cover everything in that classic one. That was my first one that I made about, it's been 5 years now, so it's not that old. But I do use the Dynamesh workflow rather than the Sculptress Pro workflow. So just, if you watch these live streams, you'll understand how I changed over from the Dynamesh workflow to the Sculptress Pro. That's all you really need to know. Otherwise, it works exactly the same. All the information is great. So. They're all amazing. Oh, thank you. Gonna make me blush. Okay, so I'm just gonna pull this up a little bit and kind of push it into the head so I have kind of this starting point. And then what I like to do is I like to start symmetrically kind of over here and then work my way around. And about here, I'll take off symmetry and then kind of go rogue across the center. Is Sculptress Pro better than Dynamesh? It's just a different workflow. I think it's better because Dynamesh kind of melts your model a little bit. It will join objects together in a weird way sometimes. I think Dynamesh is really good for exploration, especially if you're using the clay buildup brush or if you're like grabbing geometry and stretching it out in really crazy ways like A-Cube does. It just really depends on what you're after. So for me specifically, I like to have geometry where I need it. I don't like to run out. And with Dynamesh, you have to rebuild your entire mesh every time you need new geometry. Whereas with Sculptress Pro, you can just add the geometry in the spots that you need it specifically. You should hair mirror and weld. It's not symmetrical. I usually don't do my hair symmetrical down the center. And it really depends. The more asymmetrical your model, the better it's going to look. Okay. So then I grab this carve brush. And then I just kind of go for it. You know, I need more geometry though. Let's see. It's about 1 million. That's good. So it's quite dense now. Okay. That's better. And so basically, I just go through and make these hairs. Just kind of try and vary them up. Oh, come on. Sometimes it works, sometimes not so much. And I just vary between holding down Alt and just like pulling them up and pushing them down. Just trying to find some variety. Just kind of going back and forth, and so when it's done, it'll look something like this. Do you think I could follow the classic workshop just using Sculptris Pro? Yes. Or do it with Dynamesh and learn Sculptris Pro later? You could do that as well, but I would use Remesh by Union and Sculptris Pro, and then follow the rest. Is that exactly how it's presented? Okay, so I'm going to use AccuCurve with Move, and then I can grab some of these and just kind of bring them up. Except for I want them to go right along the surface of the head, not poke out like this. So I'm going to get my camera so I can just kind of pull it like this. Thanks so much. Yep. Sometimes there's a lot of stuff that I like about that classic workshop. Like I get into some of the design more in that one than I do the current one. The current one I kind of designed to make it so you can basically sculpt any character. Still have trouble with fingers. Yeah, fingers are hard for sure. I have a specific lesson on hands in the new workshop. So let me just kind of show you. Yeah, see, here's the stylized hands. This is one of the lessons in the workshop. And I talk about all this stuff with hands. Using anatomy for sculptors reference stuff that I have permission to use and reference it a lot. And some stuff that you can download, and yeah, anyway. But this is kind of behind the scenes of all the stuff you get from the current workshop, the new one. So like blockouts, anatomy, topology. I got rid of the mini bust and moved it out here. Stylized hair, costuming, props. And this is stuff to come, like posing and rendering and 3D printing. So anyway, and then there's Q&A replays, like from like a lot of them that you can watch. A lot of them. Like a lot. So yeah, those alone are worth the price, I think. yeah, Neil had the painstaking duty of moving them all over from the old website. So big shout out to Neil. You want to try not to be super parallel with these. And you can vary the size too. Get some bigger ones. Okay, about here, we can turn off symmetry and just start to kind of cut through here. Something like that. And then just to make some variety across the bottom here, just gonna pull some of these out. Lord Luigi Rigs, I like that name. Hello. Doing stylized hair is so good. It is. It's kind of therapeutic. Oh, the ways. Hey, what's up, Guz? How are you, man? If you guys don't know who Guz is, shame. But check out his work. He does amazing, amazing stuff. I love the way you do your hair too. So, Guz, what do you use to make your hair with, by the way? He does more realistic hair, and I love it. Yeah, toss a link up there if you want, Guz. Show people the ways. Oh, you use Gen X. Okay, or X-Gen, sorry. X-Gen. X-Gen, nice. I love it. And the way Guz renders his stuff, so good. So there we go, and then we can maybe we can just paint this like maybe a dark brown or something. Learned X-Gen last year. Hair cards. Hope this is the right Guz. I can't see Twitch chat. I'm sure it is. There can be only one. I want to make him semi-dark skinned. Maybe. Not orange, that's too orange. Use X-Gen, a large storage facility full of 40 to 60-year-olds placing hair cards for me. CRT monitor PC farm. Nice. Love it. Okay, so I would essentially do the same treatment to like the beard, the brows, the mustache, all of that stuff, and I'll probably get to that soon here in a second. So Guz, someone's asking if you place hair cards in ZBrush. I'm not sure if you see those comments over on Twitch. Let's see. Can we reduce points of the hair now? What do you mean? Do you ever use damn standard? So basically this detailed brush started as a damn standard brush, and I tweaked it. And I made it work how I want it to work, and now it's my detail brush. So yes, essentially. I don't know how to use hair cards. There you go. Yeah, Guz's renders are usually like just they're not for games, they're just for renders. It's on Twitch. Yep. I say just for renders as if that's a small task. Okay, so same thing. Subdivided it up. So you can reduce the points in this hair by using decimate if you want to. Again, I typically make my characters for 3D print, so I'm not really looking to reduce the points until I'm ready to at the end. Resolution point of the hair in the millions. Can you do? Yes, you can with Decimation Master. What render do you prefer, or does it depend on the project? It depends on the project for sure. There are several. I love Keyshot. I like Redshift. Yeah, there's a whole bunch. Let's see. I'm trying to remember the name of the one that was like a plugin for 3D Studio Max a long time ago. It was like something fish. I used to Splutterfish, I think it was called. It was great. I missed that render. It gave a really clean, nice vinyl look. I'm telling you, Guz is the real deal. Love his caricatures. So again with these, I'm just kind of... It's easier if the hair is close to the surface, if you want to get some of the skin popping through. Otherwise you're going to be like digging way down like Minecraft. That's too much. Sometimes you don't want to dig that far down, just on the ends here, just to kind of make it break up that silhouette, you know? Do you have a brush pack available? I do. You can find it over on 3dcharacterworkshop.com. You do have to join the network, but it's free. And you can just get them over there. Just look down for the brushes. Okay, and when I get to the end here, I kind of like to just start to break up the hair. This. Something like that. I want to add some, I always like to add some like red to warm him up. Can we make hair one by one and copy them? They become too similar. It's just better looking if it's not similar. I mean, you could. Yeah, I would paint the eyes. I'm just not there yet. A little bit of warmth up in here. And then I like to add a little bit of purple blue indigo down in the beard area. Probably, and usually I do too much, and then I grab the skin color and then go back over it and bring it back to just kind of push that color down into the skin, kind of, so it's not so harsh. Usually when I make hair one by one, it's like big strands for like female hair typically. Yeah, I'm gonna give him eyes so he can watch me make his his mustache. Turn off AccuCurve. Okay. So with this one, whoops, I'm gonna make his pupils out of spheres, like this, and then just squish them. Squish. That way I can move them around, so I don't have to paint them over and over and over again. So I could paint the eyes, or I could do something like this. And then I don't want them sticking out of the eyelids. Whoops. Okay, what is going on? Okay. Okay, what is going on? Oh, that's why. Okay. Okay. I had the wrong subtool selected. I want these. Okay. I found after painting the eyes on my most recent character that she really came to life a lot better than soulless white nothing. Yeah. Starts to look like a self-portrait. Yep. I just need to paint some gray in there. Now that I have those in there, his eyes feel too large, like the actual eyeball. So grab this, pop the gizmo on the front of the eye so that I can scale it from, I want to scale it from right here. That feels better. There we go. And then it doesn't break anything else. I keep missing how you draw out two objects at once. Yeah, I should dye my beard. I've done it before for some cosplay stuff, but it's just too much maintenance. I'm too lazy. For the pupils, I used an insert multi-mesh. This is a brush that I made. I made all these objects over in Maya, and then it's just a bunch of primitive objects made out of quads. But why can't we use paintbrush? Oh, you totally can. You absolutely can. It's just a matter of what you want to do. But for me, I like to sometimes make pupils this way. It just depends. The grays take over. And then I also just have symmetry turned on. That's how I draw two at once. But sometimes I'll do cosplay, and I dress up as Silent Bob from Jay and Silent Bob. You want to see a picture? I'll show you a picture if you want to see. And I dye my beard for that. I have to find it. Oh man. I gotta go way back in the day. Sorry, almost there. Wow, I got a lot of pictures up there. Oh, come on. It doesn't think it's a picture of me. It's like, this isn't you. Goodness sakes. Too many pictures of the ZBrush summit and my characters and I can't find it. I have a ton of pictures of it up there and I can't find it. All right, well, dang. Almost ready to give up. Yeah, I can't find it. Dang, sorry. I can't. Oh, found it. Just when I was giving up. All right, here we go. Boom. Look at that. Who's that? Oh, man. But this is my friend John Day. We dressed up as Jay and Silent Bob. And yeah, we actually won a couple competitions. Yeah, good times. All right. Sorry it took us so long. Thanks for your patience. Okay. Was it worth the wait? Worth the wait. Oh, dog. Oh, yeah, I love Dogma. I actually, my favorite is Mallrats, because that was the first Kevin Smith movie I ever saw. So that one has my love. This character could be Silent Bob. Yep. It's not too far away from it. Yep. Let's kind of leave this a little bit longish. Okay. I'm going to turn off symmetry because this is so short. Just kind of go random through here. I have the whole dinner St. Jay's rant from Dogma memorized. It was a thing I did eons ago in high school. Oh, nice. John Day, the guy who plays my Jay, I guess, he's got that whole Clerks dialogue memorized. It's pretty fun to go. It's like being a celebrity for a day, you know, because a lot of people want to take pictures with you, and it's fun. It's a lot of fun. Made it by Jesus and my pastor. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, man. I have that character Sirloin was one of the characters that I do the walkthrough for. I put him in a Buddy Jesus pose. Pretty funny. I love it. Other thing you can do to get this kind of staggered hair looking is holding down Alt and just doing a build up along the bottom here. And that's kind of like using the AccuCurve with Move to pull them out. It works well. Yeah, George Carlin, dang it. I met Jason Mewes at Comic-Con once. You know, they actually came here to Salt Lake City And I really, really wanted to go dressed up like that, but um, my J had moved to Germany, so it'd just be me, and I feel like I don't quite pull it off as well without him, you know. Kind of pull these in. I still have yet to see the new Clerks movie. Heard it's pretty good. Get these pointy, so I'm going to turn on AccuCurve and really make these ends pointy. It's fun. Okay, time we got. Almost done here. Let's just do our beard. He looks like he's Naked Joe, though. He did get a shirt on him. Let's do a save really quick. Okay. I always subdivide to, I don't know, close to 1 million. This is 1.44 million. And that's usually all I need to get done what I need to do. Okay. And with this one, I'm going to leave symmetry on for a minute because I really want to shape these. I mean, it's kind of hard to see, but shape the beard that way. You found it, huh? The moldy Yoda. Yeah, he's no longer with me. He's gone on to better pastures. You know, I need to push this in. It's too far away. Oh, hey, somebody just bought one of the courses. Thank you very much if you're watching. That's awesome. All right. A little more square. Okay, that should do it. And then I'm going to kind of go big with these. Try and just do the front first. And then I'll do the back. Let's turn off symmetry. Like using big swipes. Swipe, swipe. If I push too hard down into the skin, I'll just kind of use move and pull it back out so it doesn't peek through. I like making hair. I used to hate it, but now that I found this kind of carve brush method, I really enjoy it. It gives a really good texture. So especially like for 3D printing, if you turn off the colors, you can do this by holding down shift, and there's this little paintbrush, And you can just turn color off of everything. Let's turn it to white so we can see it. And you can see it gives just a nice surface texture to the whole thing. And it makes it nice to paint and nice to 3D print. It just gives a nice effect. Okay. Yep, this is Orbs Crack. This is essentially that brush. One of the Orbs Crack 2, I think it's called. Just kind of adjusted to work with this method good. When you have a character, you have separated the head from the body and you retopple the head and body separately. Do you have to merge the pieces together before you rig? It depends on the character, actually. If there's a natural like cut between like the shirt and the neck, usually I'll leave it separate because sometimes the rigging department likes to have the freedom of doing like different morphs, even though game engines really don't use morph targets. Cinematics and things like that, I'll usually keep it separate. But for film, for sure, I've never really worked in film, so I can't really speak to that. But yeah, it's usually a good practice to split it at a natural seam place. Even with 3D printing, I'll typically leave it split. Like all the characters you see behind me on my shelf, every single one of them have their head split at the neck. That sounds awfully gruesome, but it's true. My hardest thing is I often get them looking too even. I need to break them up more. See how these are all kind of the same shape? And I just do it naturally. I'm just like, ah, dang it. So then I have to go in there and like chop them up to give them even more, like go in there with a smaller brush. Give them so they're not so perfect or whatever. What's that tool called where you flatten out the sculpt into a coin? Bubbles, I think, are you talking about this polish brush? Polish? I don't like that one. Hey, what's up, Sammy? Pavlovich has a video about what? Oh, that bass relief or base relief? Bass relief? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like a literal coin. Ah, got it, got it, got it. Yep. Yeah, I would look up yeah, video on Pavlovich. He's done one on that. I have not used that very much to speak of. Okay. So really quick before we finish, I'm just going to make a really fast shirt for him so he's not naked boy. Just going to squish this down. Duplicate it. I should knife cut this. Knife curve. You got it? That's it. Thanks. Which slicer software do you prefer for your 3D printing? Sorry, no, it's not ZBrush. No, it's okay. Well, out of all the ones I've used, I love the one that comes with the form printers. So it's like Formlabs, the one specific to them. But the non-form software, I really like Lychee Slicer. Lychee, I think is how you pronounce it. It's really, really good. And that's, I haven't really used the, what's the other one called? I'm trying to remember. There's one on the iPad, actually, called Pick a Slice that is really, really good. It actually blows me away how good it is. And it's on an iPad, so that's crazy. Lychee. Okay. Lychee. Which one do you like, Leonard? Curious. The other ones I was thinking of is Chitu Box, and I'm probably saying that one incorrectly as well. Chitu Box? Chitu Box? So if I had the time, I'd give this guy a collar and a tie, but for now, this is all we get. I was thinking about this tool and stopping the Great Wall of Pins at the Disney Store. Oh, interesting. Chitu Box. Cheese grommet. Looks like a former teacher of mine. He's probably looking down at you. Another one? Come on. Actually, and I've used Cheetah Box, but I'm thinking Lychee. Yeah, Lychee is paid, but it does a really, really good job. And I may be biased because I know the owner of it. Kira for FDM, okay. All right, you guys, I think I'm going to call it. This guy, he was a lot of fun. I'm going to squish his head. Squish his head. Oh, I still got AccuCurve on, that's why. And I want to pull his brow forward a little bit up here. Sculpt all night. Keep going, keep going. You know, if you guys haven't followed yet, I will be sculpting a lot on my YouTube channel. It's called 3D Character Workshop. You want to go subscribe over there so you know when I go live again. I'm going to be streaming other software as well as ZBrush, so if you want to go join me, you're welcome. All right, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate it. His eyes are still too big. Gosh dang it. So, see, after I get done laying everything out, then I start to really assess and go, okay, where can I improve? And then really go over it with a fine-tooth comb and dial everything in. But I'll do that after. All right, guys, thanks so much. Hope you enjoyed the stream, and I will catch you all next Monday where we'll do it again. All right, thank you so much. And as usual, I give my brushes away for free over at 3dcharacterworkshop.com. You can also join my network for free. Hang out, post your stuff. It's a lot of fun over there. So, all right, guys, take care. Thanks for stopping by, Gus. Thanks, Neil. And have a wonderful rest of your week. All right, take care, everybody. We'll see ya. Bye.